All right, welcome everybody. I'm excited to be here because it's time to tell the truth. Yes, this is our time to tell the truth series, weekly series. Every Saturday at the same time, we share this information. It's on YouTube, so definitely go to the YouTube page and like and share and subscribe so that you stay on top of every subject and even the previous ones that you may be able to share with somebody else. And for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Dr. Rosalind Shaw Belt. Everybody calls me Dr. Roz for short, but I am the CEO of Dream to Life LLC Productions Ministry, nonprofit, and I'm a wife. I've been blessed to do a lot of different things in my lifetime. I do have doctorate, two of them, theology and divinity, so I'm not a medical doctor, but I am a certified wellness coach. Yes, I have a certificate of completion to become a certified Aconapreneur and lifestyle consultant from Acana. And I've gone through the certification to learn all the things that I'm teaching on by our naturopathic doctor, Dr. Eric Prince, and our CEO, Melissa Boston, as a certified wellness coach, Flat Belly Lifestyle 2.0. Today, we're talking about, this is part 2 concerning kidney disease. You know, oftentimes we hear that once you have lost this, once you, especially if you got into stage 5, if you don't know the various stages, then you need to listen to part 1. We talked about all the stages of kidney disease. And here's my thing. All of this that I teach is about helping us not get to the stage when the doctor tells you you have it. Because rarely or you go to a doctor and they tell you you have stage 1 kidney disease. Why? Because they can't recognize it. Even stage 2. By the time they recognize it, you're already at stage 3, 4, or 5. And that's atrocious. That's just atrocious, guys, because we don't want to be at stage 5 finding out about something. I want to know about it way before I get there. And so today we're going to touch on what I couldn't get into last session, and that is your diet. Now, we know, and again, we have people that are already on dialysis, and if you look in your neighborhood, I'm sure you can find a dialysis center. Right, because that's intentional. And yes, a carefully managed diet can significantly help with chronic kidney disease. CKD is what it's called. Now, even if you're at stage 5, and as they say, it can't be reversed, but how about it being stopped? How about it being managed? How about it being slowed down that you don't have to die on dialysis? What about if you're at stage 3? Let's slow its progression down. Let's recognize the symptoms of it even when you're at stage 1 or 2 and the doctor hasn't told you. How about we just prevent it altogether, right? By limiting the intake of certain minerals like potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, which impairs kidney struggle to filter effectively. That's what the kidney's job is. It's to filter. Now, if we don't know what minerals cause it to get to that progression, we'll keep doing it, we'll keep eating it, we'll keep intaking it, and find ourselves being diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. And it often even involves a balanced diet, which reduces the protein intake and careful food selection based on individual need. A renal diet. Some people are doing that these days. A renal diet centers around eating fresh foods and cooking from scratch more often than eating prepared or fast foods. I know some of you are so busy. You don't want to cook at home, but I'm going to assure you, I'm going to impress upon you to do more of that or have somebody do something that is fresh and not always eating a prepared, microwavable, stick it in the oven and it's already been prepared with all kind of salt and stuff, because you'll get less salt in your cooking and you'll learn to season your foods with herbs and sodium-free seasonings. I'm one of those persons. I don't want to eat it if it doesn't taste good, but I've learned that I can do that without using a lot of salt and using more sodium-free seasonings or herbs. The renal diet, you're helping promote optimal kidney function and reduce the kidney's workload. What causes people to move into that place where they have kidney disease is because they have overworked the kidney. I just recently did a bioscan just prior to this session today. And we always see that when people have kidney problems, or when they have uric acid in their kidneys, or when they have fatty livers, it's mainly because those areas have been overworked. Same thing is with our heart. We have situations going on with our heart, and it's because we overwork it. We overwork it. And we overwork it because we don't even know what we're doing that puts us in that position. So we're destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And I'm all about the knowledge. So let's get moving.
Let's talk about the 7 best foods to prevent and reverse kidney damage. The kidney is a filter. This one on the left is a dirty kidney. This one on the right is a clean kidney. We're going to show you how to go from this to this using foods. I think the biggest myth about the kidney is this topic of potassium. I don't know how this started, but people tend to think that potassium is really bad for the kidney. You have to avoid potassium foods if you want to protect the kidney. That is absolutely not true. Potassium actually protects the kidney from damage. The only time you wouldn't want to take potassium is when you started to get advanced stage kidney disease. You need to consume a lot of potassium since our bodies require 4,700 milligrams a day. A couple ways that the potassium helps the kidney, other than directly protecting kidney damage, is this: potassium lowers your blood pressure. And having high blood pressure is one of the main things that destroys the kidney. If you have an imbalance with sodium and you don't have enough potassium, that can also be hard on the kidney. The way to handle the sodium on the kidney is simply to increase your potassium. Potassium can help protect you against kidney stones because it can lower the incidence of oxalates binding with calcium. The real bad things that damage the kidney: number one, and this is the biggest one, consuming a lot of sugar, starches, things like that, because all that sugar in your blood ends up in the kidney and it creates a lot of oxidation. And you can visualize that as something that's rusting out the kidney, damaging that little filter. Other things that will destroy the kidney: alcohol, NSAIDs like ibuprofen, medications. A lot of medications are synthetic, prednisone, or even antibiotics. Getting too many pesticides from the foods, heavy metals, food dyes, and too much phosphorus from soda, really damaging to the kidney. Being in the right diet with enough vitamin D and potassium and even magnesium can greatly help that. I'm going to show you all the different foods that you should be eating that can help reverse a lot of the things I'm talking about. Number one is really a category of key vegetables that are really important with kidney function: asparagus. Some people don't like it, but if you can consume it, it's really good for the kidney. It has a certain enzyme that helps to detoxify the kidneys. The next vegetable I would recommend is celery. Celery also has things in it to greatly improve kidney function. Bell peppers are loaded with vitamin C and a lot of other good nutrients for the kidney. Cabbage is another really good vegetable for the kidney. Cauliflower is another great vegetable. Garlic is loaded with allicin, which is really good for kidney function. There are plenty of other vegetables, but these are the ones that are very low in something called oxalates. Spinach is high in oxalates. You can have spinach, but I would recommend having it with cheese because those oxalates could irritate the kidney. And the most common kidney stone is calcium oxalate stones. And one great remedy for that is increasing your magnesium. This is number 2, magnesium-rich foods. Pumpkin seeds, anything leafy greens, avocados are all high in magnesium. I would, as a side note, also consume magnesium glycinate, at least 400 milligrams per day, because that magnesium also helps protect the kidney, and it does a lot of additional things for the kidney indirectly. Number 3, probiotic foods: kefir, yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi. On top of that, there are 2 microbes that have a unique property helping increase a certain enzyme to get rid of excessive urea, which is a waste product. The first one is Lactobacillus casei and Bifidobacterium longum. Both of those have been extensively used to help take the stress off the kidney. I would highly recommend them. Number 4, having not just a high quality protein source, also not overdoing it. Adding more protein could stress it out a little bit more. If you're seeing excess waste from protein in your blood or your urine, you're consuming too much protein. Cut down the amount of protein. you don't want to go low. You want to go a moderate amount of protein. Maybe you do 6 to 7 ounces per meal. And as far as the source goes, wild-caught fish, sardines, and cod liver would also give you the omega-3, and that's good for the kidney as well. And then also eggs. Number 5, high antioxidant foods. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, beets are really good for the kidney as well, to counter some of this rusting out effect that happens just having high blood sugar or other things. Number 6, quercetin. Quercetin has some really great properties for the kidney, and the best source of quercetin is white onions, red onions. I consume a lot of onions, and you can saute them, eat them raw. Quercetin has an anti-inflammatory effect. It also then will prevent scar tissue in the kidney. It tends to put the fire out if there's oxidative stress. So just cook your eggs with onions or add onions to the meal. And number 7, extra virgin olive oil. When it comes to olive oil, there are certain things in olive oil, certain chemical compounds that are just dynamite for inflammation, kidney support, and it's even good for kidney stones. And I've sampled a lot of different olive oils, and there's a lot of good ones out there. And of course, my favorite is the one from Italy. I will put a link down below of the one that I use. It's off the charts as far as quality. As far as drinking liquid, it's also true if you're consuming too much liquid, that's not good for the kidney because it causes the kidney to work too hard. You need that sweet spot right in the middle. One additional little tip I'm going to recommend when you drink liquid, pre-make some tea. Keep it in the fridge and consume tea as your main liquid, because the polyphenols in tea do a lot for the kidney. These polyphenols also can bind with excessive iron that can damage the kidney. And of course, I'm not just recommending getting the tea that has the most caffeine or any caffeine, but there's a lot of different teas that can help the kidney. It's green tea, but if I'm not mistaken, green tea might have caffeine, so you might want to not overdo that one. Nettle tea is a great anti-inflammatory tea. Dandelion tea is really good as well. It'll help act as a diuretic to get rid of excess fluid. Turmeric tea, or even a black tea that is naturally decaffeinated. The last point I want to make is think about this. The kidney is a filter of your blood, and you're eating food frequently. It is going to overtax the filtration. It's not a bad idea to do intermittent fasting to support the kidney for 2 reasons. Number 1, you can decrease the stress on the kidney by just not forcing it to work so hard. And secondly, intermittent fasting will drop insulin considerably to the point where your kidneys can start to heal, because one of the big culprits for damage to your kidney is too much insulin. You definitely want to do a combination of low carb, intermittent fasting with this program. And if you want information on that, you can check out this video on fasting right here. Let's talk about the 7.
All right. So some of the things he said are just really, really powerful, and I hope you grasped them. I hope you took notes, or I hope you'll definitely go back and do the replay. I've known people, and maybe you have too, that drink sodas every day, multiple times a day. Now, while you're doing it, you have no clue that this is leading you down the path to kidney disease. That's amazing. We all know what Coke, how strong Coke is. You know, they can take a Coke and put it on your battery. If we really think about this stuff, how it happens, how it does that for something else, what is it doing on the inside of your body, right? And then he mentioned intermittent fasting. So that's letting the kidney rest. We talk about detoxing, and we'll mention something about that later, how we're letting the kidneys rest. And not only rest, but repair. Because God made our body to heal itself.
Today we're talking 5 foods you should be eating if you have kidney disease. Stay tuned. So the inspiration for this video was a comment by somebody who was looking at my videos and was like, well, you tell me what you shouldn't eat, but what should I eat? And that's one of the things I really want to try to do as a kidney doctor and as the cooking doc. I don't want to just tell you what you shouldn't eat, but I want to tell you what you should eat. So today let's talk about 5 foods that are really good for your overall health. They're safe for most people with kidney disease. Let's go. I'm Dr. Blake Schusterman. I'm a board-certified kidney doctor, and I'm also the cooking doc, and everything we talk about here today is just information. This is not medical advice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and comment. Tell me what you think. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I am very careful about telling people what they should eat and what they shouldn't eat, sometimes because there is no one-size-fits-all diet for people with kidney disease. So if you have early-stage kidney disease, if you have late-stage kidney disease, if you have diabetes, if you have heart disease, if you're gluten-free, anyways, There's no one-size-fits-all diet that works well for everybody. Today, though, I'm going to focus on 5 foods that really can run the gamut of no matter where you are on kidney disease and are good to include in your diet. First food we're going to talk about, green peas. I believe green peas should be incorporated into your diet if you have kidney disease anywhere along the spectrum. They're inexpensive. The frozen version is very good and will last a long time. They're a low potassium food, so you can have them along the spectrum of chronic kidney disease. They're a great source of plant-based protein, so I believe people with kidney disease need to focus on plant-based protein because plant-based protein from things like peas and other legumes tend to put less stress on your kidneys, and because you can really put them in anything. Casseroles, pasta dishes, you can mash them up, you can put them in hummus. Just a really great source, a very versatile source of plant-based low potassium protein. The humble green pea. Next, salmon. I always keep a big frozen piece of salmon in my freezer. That way it's available anytime I need it. If I don't have time to go to the store, I've got something that I can take out, defrost, and cook really quickly. Now, salmon is a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. It's a really easy fish to cook. It's widely available. It's a staple of the Mediterranean diet, and it's a great food for you to incorporate into your kidney disease diet at any stage. Now, you may have to change the serving size, so people who are on dialysis want more protein, so take a bigger serving size of that piece of salmon. And if you have chronic kidney disease and you're trying to limit your protein, you may take a smaller serving size. But anyone along the spectrum of kidney disease can have salmon and should be incorporating fatty fishes like salmon into their diet. Now, on my website, I have some great salmon recipes, cookingdoc.com, so make sure you go over there and check them out right now. Number 3, cauliflower. Here's a beautiful head of cauliflower. Now, people with kidney disease often wonder, well, which vegetables can I have or not have because they're worried about potassium. If you've watched my shows before, you know I believe that the potassium restrictions in a kidney diet don't apply to everybody. So certain people need to avoid the potassium, other people don't need to avoid the potassium, and in fact need to eat a lot of it. So why I like cauliflower, it's because it's kind of a medium to low potassium vegetable. And just like the peas that we talked about, it's very versatile. So cauliflower makes a great substitute for a lot of things, especially potatoes. So if you're trying to eat a low potassium diet and trying to avoid potatoes, cauliflower is a great substitute. Cauliflower is also a great low-carb substitute for rice. Sometimes people make pizza crust out of it, which I personally don't understand. I'm having real crust for my pizza. But hey, if you like cauliflower crust, go for it. And I do understand if you're gluten-free or have celiac disease or you're really trying to avoid the carbohydrates because you have diabetes, go ahead and use that cauliflower crust. For all you other people though, I would stick with the regular crust. Cauliflower is also high in other vitamins and nutrients. It's inexpensive and it's a great staple to keep in your refrigerator and put on your shopping list every week. You know, Monday can be cauliflower day. How exciting. The next food we're going to talk about is olive oil. Now, olive oil, take out this big one. Now, you may not consider olive oil necessarily a food, but olive oil is used for salad dressing, it's used for cooking, it's used to season things, and it will give you some really healthy fats. It, like the salmon, is a staple of the Mediterranean diet, and something like this you should have in your pantry. The last food on my recommendation list for people with chronic kidney disease or any kind of kidney disease is blueberries. Blueberries are also a lower potassium fruit. They're high in antioxidants, they have lots of fiber, and I just love blueberries in everything that I eat for breakfast. I put them on my waffles, I put them in my oatmeal, I put them in my cereal, I make smoothies out of them. Now, blueberries can be expensive, especially the fresh ones. Now, there's nothing like a good fresh blueberry or piece of fruit. Something about the vibration of that fresh fruit just makes it taste better and feel better. Now, that may sound weird coming from a scientific person like me, a physician, and maybe it's all in my mind, but I love a fresh blueberry. However, I know that that's not always easy to do. Plus, blueberries may not be in the season, they may be expensive, so I also keep a big bag of frozen blueberries. Now, these were frozen. I left them out for about 15 minutes while I was recording. and they taste just as good as the regular blueberries. So frozen blueberries are just as nutritious, a great substitute for fresh blueberries. And if you're looking for a fruit to incorporate in your diet, go for the blueberries. Now, raspberries and strawberries are also good, but there ain't nothing like a good blueberry, in my humble opinion. Okay, thanks so much for watching today. We focused on 5 foods that you should eat. We didn't tell you what you shouldn't eat. We told you what you should eat. Green peas, salmon, olive oil, cauliflower, and blueberries. Put them on your shopping list. Buy them every week. I literally didn't have to go to the store. I had these right in my kitchen before I even started recording. Make sure you check out my website, cookingdoc.com. I got lots of recipes, actually with all of these things in them over there. It's delicious food. Check out my book, The Cooking Doc's Kidney Healthy Cooking, a modern 10-step guide to preventing and managing kidney disease. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. I will see you next time.
All right. I think I need them to pay me for promoting their books and stuff. But anyway, the thing that I want you to get out of this is, even if you don't have chronic kidney disease, shouldn't we be eating these foods so we don't get chronic kidney disease? And for those of you that know people who are on dialysis, everybody that I know that's on dialysis not thinking about what foods should they be eating while they're having the treatments done. Because maybe if I start eating the right foods that help to prevent it, they can also help to slow the progression. How about that? Right? So I hope that you will share with people to start putting in their diet, in their kitchen on a regular basis, many of these foods that you're hearing them talk about: the green peas, the salmon, the cauliflower, whether it's whatever kind that you do, the olive oil. And I'm real careful when I think about olive oil, because I've done the teaching before regarding olive oil. I've had people that are from Italy and other places, and they say that their olive oil is completely different from ours. So I was glad that he shared the Lodimio olive oil, and then the gentleman, the other doctor, which was a kidney doctor, mind you. Last week we talked from Dr. Frida, who was also a kidney doctor, who talked about all the medications that are over time taking us down the road to CKD.
Boosting kidney health is essential, and it starts with what you eat. Here are the top 7 foods to cleanse your kidneys. First up, blueberries packed with antioxidants. They help reduce inflammation and protect kidney function. Next, apples, high in fiber and anti-inflammatory properties. They're great for lowering cholesterol and supporting overall kidney health. Watermelon is mostly water, which helps flush out kidney toxins and can prevent kidney stones. Cranberries, not just for UTIs, they also decrease inflammation and cleanse your kidneys. Lemons, high in citric acid, can help break down and prevent kidney stones. Grapes are rich in antioxidants, aiding in toxin removal and reducing kidney stress. Lastly, pineapple, its enzyme bromelain, reduces inflammation and helps detoxify the kidneys.
So again, I'm gonna say it again. Shouldn't a person who is currently with kidney disease, already on stage 5 or 4 or 3, be incorporating blueberries and apples and watermelon and cranberries and lemons and grapes and pineapples in their diet? I believe if they would do this while they're on the dialysis machine, while they're having to go there on a regular basis because of what stage they're in at this point, while they're waiting on a transplant. My goodness, what if we would do this and you would never have a need for a transplant? Now, that being said, check this out.
So castor oil will break up any unnatural substance. So it'll break up a bone spur. It'll break up kidney stones. It'll break up gallstones. It will even help to break cataracts up. So you can put a drop of castor oil on your finger and wipe it over your eye, then do it to the other eye. Could you put it in your eye? Absolutely. It's just easier to wipe it over your eye though, because it's so sticky. So if you know what castor oil does, you start to know where to apply it. When I was in I think it was Nebraska last year, a lady came to me and she was in her 70s. She said, my foot had this bunion on it, and the bunion came out about 1/2 inch. She said, I've been applying a castor oil compress to it, every night for 2 months, and it's gone.
When I heard her talk about castor oil, that blew me away. That just blew me away. I mean, so many things that our great grandparents, because you know, guys, they gave you that castor oil. It did the job, but you didn't like it. But I like the fact that she's using it physically on various things, and that was pretty amazing. So here we understand that eating a well-balanced diet of nutritious foods, low sodium foods packed with vitamins and the right minerals is the one of the best ways you can do to help stop or slow the progression of kidney disease. But there is hope.
So you found out you have kidney disease. You're probably really worried, a bit scared, and very confused. And chances are your doctor gave you very limited information. And they probably told you your future consists of either dialysis, a transplant, or death. Well, I am here to call bullshit on that, and there is a fourth option. You can fight kidney disease and you can beat it. I did it, and I'm going to show you how, coming right up. Chronic kidney disease, or CKD, is scary, but you're not alone. You may be shocked to find out that 10% of Americans have kidney disease. And what's even more scary, only 1 in 10 of those that have it know it. So in a way, you're lucky that you know you have it. Why are you lucky? Because now you can do something to fight back. You can slow down the progression of your kidney disease, and in some cases, even reverse it. First of all, I'm not a doctor. There is no cure. I'm just a guy that, like you, was shocked to learn that I had it. And I was told, you need to start dialysis now. It is time. And I looked online, I did some research, and I saw there is hope. So I made a deal with my doctor. And I said, give me 2 months to at least get myself better. Now, part of that was because I was in denial. I didn't think I had kidney disease. They were wrong. Something was off in the test. Maybe some Mucinex or something I took for a cough that I was fighting, made the test, say that I had kidney disease. I was in denial, but no, I have it. Now, over those 9 weeks following my diagnosis, I read so many books. I purchased every book I could. You can't go down to Barnes & Nobles and find them. You got to go online. And down below are some links to some of my favorite books that really did help. And I then started emailing and making phone calls to researchers and doctors all around the world. There is some amazing stuff happening in the UK, Japan, Korea, Australia, Canada. Don't just limit your resources to what's happening in the US. And I spoke to researchers, I spoke to doctors, and I worked with my doctor. I have a really good doctor here, my primary care physician. And we developed a strategy. And over the first 4 weeks, we had to tweak my medications, my blood pressure medications, to make sure I was taking meds that were compatible with my kidney, more kidney friendly. And I was able to, in a total of 9 weeks from the time I was diagnosed, over double my kidney function. Yes, my GFR. I went from needing dialysis now, stage 5, to borderline stage 3B. I was just barely in stage 4. And that changed my life. That meant I had energy. That meant I felt good. That meant I could do almost anything I wanted to. The only restriction was what went in my body. I couldn't eat like I used to. But it made life great. It took away so much worry and so much fear of the future. I was no longer worrying, what happens if I'm too weak and too tired to work? Who's going to pay the mortgage, the car insurance, the car bills, all that stuff? What does my future hold? What about my family, my kids? Nah, today, not a problem. Worry-free, and I look forward to continuing to get better and better and better. And my personal goal, stage 2 by the end of this year. And I feel confident I can do it. Now, because there is no cure, it's going to take effort on your part. You need to see this as a life-altering event. You have to make changes. You cannot continue to live life the way you used to live it. Whatever you eat is now either medicine to help you or poison to hurt you. You wouldn't let a kid with diabetes eat cotton candy, would you? No. You need to think of that the same way for yourself, what you put in your body. Now, there is no one trick, one diet that works for everybody. And I'm going to explain why. It's all unique, but it's easy. I have 8 steps that if you follow, it will greatly slow down the progression of your kidney disease. And there's a very, very good chance, I mean a great chance, you can reverse it and live a great, pretty much normal life. It is not going to be going out to McDonald's and ordering 2 Big Macs when they're on sale and eating those down with a bunch of fries and a shake. So what are the 8 steps? Here they are. Step 1, you need a great doctor. And what is a great doctor? That is one who listens, has great communication, will tell you stuff and be honest with you. They are also up on what's happening. They're not stuck with something they learned 30 years ago in med school based on a book that was written 10 or 20 years before that. So much has happened since the 90s. And every year, so much more happens. They can't rely on their old knowledge and what they were trained. They need to be someone who takes the effort to continue to teach themselves about alternative ways to fight kidney disease. Not just settling for the 3 options: dialysis, transplant, and death. Step 2, you need to control your blood pressure and diabetes. Now, if you don't have diabetes, congratulations. One less thing to worry about. Diabetes is the #1 cause of kidney disease. 44% of all new cases are caused by diabetes. Blood pressure causes almost 1/3 of the new cases of kidney disease. So work with your doctor, find kidney-friendly meds, and get your blood pressure under control. 130/80 is a great target. Don't settle until you're there. Number 3, and this is probably the single most important one. You need to monitor your blood work. And by that, I mean that every time you get your blood work done to see how you're doing, how your kidneys are functioning, you get a copy. You take that copy home. You save it. You put it in Excel to track what you're doing and where you're going. Each of your blood tests is your new guide on what you need to do. And it's going to tell you how to modify your diet. And that's step 4. Modify your diet. Now, the 4 main things you need to look for when you're in your diet is your protein, your sodium, your potassium, and your phosphorus. Now, you still need to monitor your sugar and everything else, but those 4 right there are the most important ones and the easiest ones for you to directly control. Now, if you're too low on some of those, I was way too low on potassium, increase your potassium until you get to your next blood test and you get your new results and you see where you're at. If you are too high, reduce whatever you're too high in. When you get your blood test, they'll tell you what the normal range is for everything. Whatever you're too low in, add to your diet. Whatever you're too high in, reduce. Now, protein is a challenging one. We love eating lots of protein, most people do. Especially meat. I love a great steak. Or some chicken. Incredible. But animal protein is harder for your kidney to digest. So you may want to look at adding more plant-based protein. Go shop in the vegan section. There's some great food out there, some great options. It tastes just like regular, chicken, but it's made of other stuff. It's not made of soy, and then it's so much easier for your kidneys to digest, and it puts less stress on them. And really, that's what you're doing. You're putting less stress on your kidneys so that they have time to heal. They have time to get better. They have time to handle the food you have and not create so much waste that's left in your blood system that makes you sick. Number 5, be aware of available supplements. You don't have to stick with just prescription medicine. And there's not much available when it comes to prescriptions. Most doctors, if they catch you really early, they may try some things to help. But once you get to stage 2, 3, 4, and 4, there's not much they do. They're just waiting for stage 5 so they can pop you on dialysis. And it's profitable. They make a lot of money getting you on dialysis. But be aware what supplements are out there. There are a lot of them. Those, manage my diet and adding supplements and using alternative supplements like for painkillers instead of taking Tylenol, or you can't take Advil or ibuprofen or anything like that. That's completely off the table now. But there are alternatives you can take. Number 6, be active. Now, you don't need to get up and run to the gym. You don't need to be running 5 miles every day or anything like that. Get up and walk. Walk around the house. Walk around the block. Go shopping and walk. Now, don't push a cart, just walk. Walk around, shop, look, have a good time. Aim for, start out with trying to get 5,000 steps a day. Use your Apple Watch or some kind of step counter you may have and monitor your steps. And then once you get there, work up to 6,000 a day, 8,000. And eventually, my personal goal, and I think it is the perfect spot to be where you really start becoming super healthy and doing good things in your body without a lot of stress, is 10,000 steps a day. That's walking about 5 miles, and once you build up to it, it gets really easy. But be active for 30 minutes a day so your heart rate's up a little bit. Now, don't be lifting weights, don't be doing high intensity training. Those all are tough on your kidneys. We're trying to take it easy. We're trying to give them a rest. Number 7, and this will almost happen automatically as you watch the food you eat and you're active for a little bit, 30 minutes a day and stuff like that, is lose weight. If you are obese, which I was obese, I'm probably still classified as obese technically, you need to lose weight. 3 reasons. First of all, obesity and heart disease are major factors in kidney failure. Also, if you do get to the point where you need a transplant, most places require a BMI of 35 or less. So go ahead now, work on it, get it down. If something happens and you need a transplant, you don't want your weight to be the reason that you cannot get a transplant. Number 8, the very last step, manage stress. When you're worried, when you are upset, or your work is just too much, that puts stress on your body, which puts stress on your kidneys. Find things you like. Walking is great. Pop on some headphones, listen to some great music. I love listening to country music. I love, playing with the kids, going out and doing things, playing with the dogs. Find ways to relax. Don't let life get you down. You can handle it. But those 8 things right there, that's what I've done. And it has continually improved my kidney function with every single doctor visit. And my nephrologist, she's shocked. She's surprised that I was able to go from needing dialysis now. I mean, I was at 13% and falling for my GFR. I was in ICU for a week. And I said, no, give me some time. There's got to be a 4th option. I don't accept the 3 options you gave me. And I've found all sorts of information on the internet, and I did it, and you can too. Now, I have something to ask of you. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell so you'll be notified every time I upload more videos. I'm going to share every single thing about what I am doing, what's working, as well as what doesn't work and what you should avoid. I also have a website, www.dadvice.tv. I've got my labs up there. I've got blood work up there. I've got my meds, the supplements that I use with links to get them if you want them. I recommend you read what supplements I take and why. I wrote what I take them for, and pick the ones that work for you. Talk to your doctor. See what they recommend. If your doctor says, stay away from supplements, just, keep living life, and one day we'll get you on dialysis. Wrong doctor, change. Find one that says, yes, these supplements, you should be taking them. You can do better. And one last thing. If you know someone who has kidney disease, share my website, share my videos with them. Let it inspire them. You don't have to settle for the 3 options. There is a 4th. You can fight back, and you can beat kidney disease. Thanks for watching.
Man, that's pretty powerful. That is so powerful. We just settle when it comes to cancer, when it comes to kidney disease, we just settle for what they tell us. I love the fact that he did his own research. And I shared that because, listen, if you've got somebody in your life, in your environment, in your scope, and they are on dialysis or pushing in that direction, use his website. I mean, he constantly said, let your doctor check with your doctor, but at some point you make your own decisions. This is your body, this is your life, and they're making money off of our pain. They're making money every time somebody walks through that door and gets on that dialysis machine. And I just know for certain, I'm just so convinced that God made this body to heal itself. But it doesn't just heal itself by saying abracadabra. It heals itself by us doing the right things.
Hey there, this is Dr. Brooke Goldner from Goodbye Lupus, and today is Kidney Day. I just wanted to share with you. So first of all, I started my day checking in on an 89-year-old client in Italy who came to me with really badly decreased kidney function as well as heart failure. His GFR, the estimate of his kidney function, was down to 36 as of his test in June 8th. And we just checked in, and his last test, 2 months later, August 20th, showed his GFR was 62, which is officially out of kidney failure. Once you get over 60, you're officially out of kidney failure, which proves kidney failure is not just a function of age, but even an 89-year-old man can come out of kidney failure and be considered in the normal range for kidneys after 2 months of eating on my Goodbye Lupus protocol. So congratulations, especially to his daughter that's taking care of him. After I finished that appointment, I followed up with someone who just did my 4-week rapid recovery program for kidney failure also. She's 60, or I guess she's 61 now, and she was much farther along in the kidney failure. And she started out with her creatinine at 3.45, which gave her kidney function GFR of 15. So she was getting to the point where she was really getting close to dialysis there. And after working with me, this test was done 23 days later. Her creatinine is 2.68, which is the lowest it's been in 2 years. And this is after 23 days, the lowest it's been in 2 years. And her GFR has come up to a 20, which is the highest it's been in years. And not only that, she told me she feels strong. She's working out every day, feeling super fit, tons of energy, and feels good, like so good she wouldn't even know that she had a problem had she not already known about these issues. So kidneys, 1, they can recover. Just like your liver, just like other organs of your body, if you feed them right, they will recover. And two, they love the Goodbye Lupus protocol. It is miraculous and amazing, but also consistent that I see kidneys come back. So we do have to modify the program for people in kidney failure because we have to watch their potassium and the water intake and all of that. But I know how to do that. I've been doing this for years. I've published getting someone off the transplant list in as little as 6 weeks, doubling our kidney function. And I just want you to know that there is hope and there is recovery, and this is a good day. All right, I hope that inspires you. I'll see you next time.
There is hope. You know, I know they don't want these people talking much. They want to shut them up. They want to shut them up. So if you feed them right, I want you that are watching this to go to the next person that you know that is on that's having kidney disease, whether they're pushing stage 3, 4, or maybe they're on dialysis. Go to the grocery store for them. Go to the grocery store and buy them some green peas, some salmon, some cauliflower, some olive oil, some blueberries, some apples, some watermelon, some cranberries, some lemons, some grapes, pineapple, all the stuff we've heard talked about today. Go shopping for them. And then make sure they understand they need to cleanse their kidneys. Now, if you're not on dialysis and you're watching this and you aren't sure where you are, even if you didn't go get a diagnosis or get something, a reading, the one thing that you can do right now is to cleanse your kidneys. And there's several reasons why you should flush out the toxins and waste from your body. For instance, cleansing your kidneys improves their function and reduces bloating. Now, if you're already eating food and you feel bloating, you don't have to wonder, do you need to detox your body? And cleansing your kidney improves your ability to even process certain foods, to absorb nutrients, to convert food to energy, preventing fatigue. A lot of times, these are the signs that we need to cleanse. Not only our kidneys, like she said, the kidneys reheal themselves, replenish themselves, the liver does it. So you need a detox that will take care of the whole body, flushing out the waste and the toxins, which prevents potential infection and reduces the risk for bladder problems. Cleansing the kidneys reduces the chances of having those painful kidney stones, and even corrects hormonal imbalances. See, oftentimes we're having all these hot flashes and everything and don't realize that many of us should be doing detoxing and cleansing to prevent the hormonal imbalance and prevent skin breakouts like acne and eczema and rashes. When we get rid of toxins and waste, we can enhance kidney functions and its ability to process certain foods, absorb nutrients, even though the kidneys are capable of cleansing or detoxing on their own. And I've seen people with videos out on YouTube saying you should never do a detox because God gave you the body's parts, the kidneys and the liver, to do it. Absolutely right. But what happens when they're not functioning properly? When they're not functioning optimally, then you have to detox and use natural minerals and herbs to detox with, like we do. We have a program that does that, but you have to use natural products to help you get the detox you need so that the kidneys and the liver, those functions that God gave us in our body, we're so wonderfully made. So it can lead to symptoms like fatigue. Are you having fatigue? Are you tired all the time? Are you bloating? Are you having trouble sleep? You need to cleanse. You need to detox. You need to flush out. Do you flush your toilet? Sure, of course you do. Then you need to flush out the sewer system, the God-made sewer system that God put in our bodies. And the best way is to prevent the risk of potential infections and bladder problems. So detox, there's no getting around it. At least twice a year, you should do a real full detox. Some people do them. We had a brother, oh my God, his testimony is remarkable because he was on dialysis, high blood pressure, and diabetic. And you've heard this week, and you've heard our last teaching regarding this, that the two main things are high blood pressure and diabetes that lead to kidney disease. And why are those the two main things? Because those are the two main things we're taking medication for. And in closing, I share this. My father died on dialysis. And people say, well, he drank water all the time. I used to think that was the problem with kidney failure. You didn't drink enough water. He drank water all the time. But he had high blood pressure. And he was on high blood pressure medicine all of his adult life. All of his adult life. And over time, the chemicals. Because I've heard Dr. Bobby Price say that every single solitary drug, prescription drug, derived from a plant. So he went on to say, when he was in pharmacy school, he decided, he said, if every drug came from a plant, why aren't we taking the plant instead of the drug? So let's remove the heavy metals that we've already accumulated, okay? We got to get this stuff out of us. That's why we need to detox. And if you're watching this and you want to know more about detoxing, hit me up, ask somebody. Maybe somebody invited you to watch this and they're familiar with a detox that can help your whole body. But the bottom line is today is that guess what? If we feed our kidneys correctly, we can slow this progression down. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't slow it down. I like what he said. If your doctor doesn't want you to take any kind of supplements or minerals or anything, find you another doctor. And I'm loving the fact that those doctors that we shared with you, they're kidney doctors. Dr. Frida, last session, part 1, we talked about Dr. Frida. If you didn't hear that teaching where she talks about all the different medications that many of us are on, that they keep us on. And that's not to say you should never take medication. No, we're never saying that. We're saying you should not settle for the fact that you have to be on it for the rest of your life. Share, like, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Next time, we're going to be talking about sugar. Where are you?